All right, everybody, we're here. It's time. Welcome to Sunday night. Welcome to All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show. I am your co-host, Rob Toohey. I am here with Furied Fate. How are you, Furied?
I'm doing good. We were just commenting that right now would be the best time to take out Bit Boss Lady Shell because she's not here right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I love you, man.
Dead Hand. Thanks for the resub. 20 months, Dead Hand. Ooh, that's almost 2 years. Yeah, Lady Shell. They're a bit. Dead Hand's resub took down Lady Shell a little bit, but yeah, she's not here tonight. Nor is Mr. Leroon. He has an illness. He is not feeling well, so he will not be here tonight either. So just Lady Shell. I say Lady Shell because of the bit of us. Fury Fate and I are here, and as a reminder, before she reminds me to do it, let me remind all of you that the All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated by both of us on the show tonight are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds, because we might say some shit that could not be construed as good, and we don't want to get them in trouble, so that's why we say that. However, we are talking about Fantasy Grounds Fridays tips, the things that I do every Friday. And last week we went over about half of them, and so I guess we're going to try to go over the rest of them tonight. Also, community member, I guess I'll show this. Community member Mary Mayhem has actually made a PDF. This is now available on the DMs Guild for free. And so I'll put the link in the here. Why am I typing it? I have bookmarks. Let me just get the bookmarks. I'm stupid. I get thinking one way and then I don't think the other way, and then that's it. So here's the bookmark. I'll put it in the Twitch chat right now. And we would like it if you throw pennies. If you want to give us money, you can. But if you want to just download it for free, you can also do that because it is pay what you want. And it has all of the tips from July 17th, 2018 until this week. And we'll update that every couple months.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Spirit Fate. Thank you for the cheerbits, ma'am. Thank you so much. Cheerbits, Spirit Fate, Bit Boss Attack. So they're all available there, but we'll go over the rest of what we have here tonight. And then, of course, we'll give away a prize. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give away a prize right away because people on time deserve something. So let's do it. I'm going to just give away one right now. Going to go in here like this. I'm going to put this is going to be for something on the DMs Guild Rob Toohey item, and we'll make it like that. Start the countdown. Okay, guys, so if you want to win something on the DMs Guild, type in the chat !" on time, just like George Orr and Caesar and Tom Knapp and Gorvidal and Nafar and Dead Hand and everybody else is doing. So we'll run a 2-minute counter. Meanwhile, we'll do a couple of these tips while we're waiting for that. So I think we last off. Didn't we decide we left off on this one?
Yes. Wait. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So I think we did it.
Right.
By right-clicking on any element of the screen, you can unlock it and move it. Yeah. So you can move the chat window. You can move the dice tower. You can basically move anything that's in that open space to wherever you like it. It's the same way if you have a map open or a story entry, you can move it wherever you want. So it's kind of the same way. And just to recap, like if I want to move, I can go here, click being able to move it. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And then I can move it all around, whatever you want to do. And if you want to reset it to where it was, there's a button for that too, like that. All right. So next tip. Story templates are very powerful tools. They can be used to quickly generate. All of a sudden I'm Elmer Fudd. From many nested tables. Oh no, I think we did this one too, because I thought I gave an example of that. Yeah, we did that one last week. So if you missed that, watch the video. Kickstarter, that's already gone. That was a tip though. We were advertising it, but everybody knows about the Kickstarter, which is long over now. Do you know that in addition to Fantasy Grounds Store and Steam, there's a wealth of Fantasy Grounds modules available at DMs Guild? I want to say we maybe even talked about that.
Yeah, we did, because we were saying how you take up 20% of the market, 30% of the market?
30%. Let's be clear. 30%. Let's see. Want to share a table, story, entry, image, or almost anything with a link to just one player? Yeah, I want to say, I looked at this picture before the show, and I thought we didn't do that, but we did talk about that. We did that one too. That's a cool thing you can do. Okay. Kickstarter had additional things. So if you remember the Kickstarter, you know about it. If not, you didn't take advantage of that. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know why. Okay, yeah, we did. Okay, here we go. So revert changes.
Timer's over.
If you say that again. Oh, the timer's over. Okay, yeah.
The timer's over.
give me my shit, fucker. I want to win some prizes. Okay. The winner is Diablo Bob. Diablo Bob. He's on the team. He can have whatever he wants. I'm going to draw another name. Bob can have anything he wants because he's on my team. He knows that. Let me draw somebody else. And Bob, if you want something specifically, just let me know. I'll give it to you. The winner is Gore Vidal. There we go. So Gore Vidal, you know what to do. Get a hold of me in Discord and tell me that you won, and I'll hook you up.
Speaking about Diablo Bob, he has a very serious question. Very serious question. He's been asking this on the chat 5 times. Your PDF of the tips, why is it not called just the tips?
Because DM's Guild has terms of service. That's why. And we would maybe get in trouble for doing sexual innuendo. It is a good name, though. What's up, George?
I love you,
George
man.
Jarvis, who specifically said hi to me. George Orr, thank you for the sub. 12 months in a row, 1 year. You should have a 12 on your thing now. The Garvster has 12. WML John 1 has 3. Diablo Bob has 12. You guys see that on the Rob 2E's little 3 or a 12 or a 6 on there? All right. So many of you probably know this, but this is a good tip for especially new people or DMs who might need it. If you make any changes to any of your modules in your library, like let's say I had this Book of Dragons open and I was messing with it and I was changing stuff, and I just wanted to go back, or maybe you changed some stuff in the player's handbook, or you did stuff you just want to have it go back to the original thing. You can right-click on the book in the library, making sure you're not clicking anywhere on any that just sounded like the open space there. Now, I have to find one who actually has changes in it. If you right-click, there's one right there, revert changes. So if I click that, now it goes back, and now if I click it again, it'll be gone. Because anything that you ever change in a module,
I love you, man.
Make a mistake or do anything like that, you can go and
I love you, man.
These things are just going to start going off now because everybody just subbed. Thanks, guys, for the sub. Let's see if I get everybody's name. Tom Knapp, Map Hatter,
I love
Games,
you, man.
McDork, thanks for the follows. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Are the changes tied to the 5-minute save feature?
I love you, man.
Or the last login? Lensman, that's a great question. I think they're permanent changes. I think... I don't think that the
I love you, man.
Thank you so much, guys. It's just going off crazy. I don't think that changes are saved. The 5-minute save thing is for the campaign, not the module. So this is only if you save anything in the module. So there's a difference there, as a distinction. Okay, to rename a token on a map, type the name in the chat and then just drag and drop it on the token. Not many people knew you could do that. That's really simple. Just what it says. Type it in the chat. Don't hit enter. Grab it with your mouse. Drag it over. Drop it on top of the token. Rename the token. Boom. Easy. Now this is where Jen Page came in and said, "Here, Rob, this is a new video or a new graphic you can use," and the tips started to look better at this point. This was in June of last year. If you need to post a link in a chat as a GM, or if you are a player and your GM asks you post that spell or feat or whatever in chat, all you have to do is drag the link into the chat and drop it. So now keep in mind that if you drag a link over to the chat and drop it, other players may or may not be able to see it because it's all dependent. The link is actually a link not to the character sheet or not to what's in Fantasy Grounds, but it's a link to the actual source book. So, for example, if you have a magic item on your sheet and the DM says, "Let me see that," and you drag it over and you drop it in the chat, the DM will be able to see it, but the other players won't because they don't have access to the Dungeon Master's Guide, which they shouldn't because it's crazy to let players look in there. So that's how that works. Use the scroll wheel so to quickly adjust number field values, you may need to hold control. Yeah, that's a thing. For example, on a character sheet, if you want to change your proficiency, you can't because that's not an editable field. But perception is. You can edit that one. You can, instead of typing, you can actually hold control and scroll up and down and change those numbers if you want. And the reason you have to hold control so you don't do it by mistake, because you're scrolling a lot, right? You might mistakenly change it. You can, I think, in the settings. I don't want to look for it now, but I think there might be something in the settings that says I should look for it. I think there might be one of these settings I could have swore that was change the numbers without holding control. If anybody knows where that is, I can find it. Right? I don't want to spend the whole show looking for it, but say it's in there somewhere. Okay, well, nobody's typed it. Okay, so I think you can change that if you want, but I wouldn't recommend changing it. Actually, I'd leave it where, in order to scroll the numbers on the stuff, you have to actually hold control so you don't make a mistake. All right, what's next? This week's tip brought to you by Mr. Doug Davison. Oh, this is the window state. So we talked about the other ones, the ones that you can. Let me go to a campaign here. The ones that you can take from your campaign, basically any campaign that you have, you can take the extension states, the module states, or the window states, and you can copy those and put them into another campaign so that, for example, if you have a lot of hotkeys you always use every time you do a campaign, or if you have windows open the way you like to have them and you got them placed everywhere you want, you can. It's just easier instead of redoing that every time you have. You just copy from an old campaign.
There's a question in the chat pertaining to the old tip you gave, the one before this one, about can you change the speed with Control Scroll?
Can you change the speed? I think so. Yeah. Let me. There's some of them you can't, but let's see. Speed is. Yes, you can. And it'll show you when you change stuff, it'll show you here, like it says -5, so you know that the speed is normally supposed to be 30. But yeah, you can change it. So if you're playing in the game and somebody says, "Oh, your speed is half for the rest of, in the encounter," you can actually come in here and take it down to 15. You can do that. Yeah, not a lot of people know that, and I don't see it get utilized very much, but it is there if you want it. That's why we have the tips, to show you stuff you might not know. Dragging the next actor or in-turn button from the combat tracker to a hotkey is especially useful for players who may not always have the combat tracker open. So yeah, you can just drag that button right down to your hotkey and you don't have to look for it on the combat tracker. But if you're playing without looking at the combat tracker, how dare you, first of all. At the end of an encounter, when recovering ammo, a best practice is to calculate the new ammo amount, remove all the check marks, and put the new total number of ammo in. In this example, the new number of ammo is 17. Making this new count with no check marks will avoid confusion. Now, many people, there was like 3 or 4 who emailed me, I can remember, and said, what's the big deal? Why don't you just, why do that? Well, think of it this way. Let's say we had an encounter and I shot these 3 arrows, and then let's say I shot 5 arrows. Okay, I had 20, I shot 5, I have 15 left. Then I go to the next encounter, or at the end of the encounter, my DM says, okay, you can pick up half your arrows. So half of 5 is 2. So I recover 2. Now I have 17. So I have the 17 here with the 3 tick marks off, right? So I go to the next encounter. Then I shoot 5. And then there will be 8 tick marks here. But when I go look at it, and the DM goes, how many arrows did you shoot? Oh, I don't know. Let me check. 8. Wait, no, I didn't shoot 8. I shot 5. Well, that confusion gets avoided if after every encounter you just reset it like this. Then you'll never have to guess as to how many you shot. So that's why that's there. Smart. Another best practice when using Fantasy Grounds is to hotkey oft-used items. Oft-used. Yeah, I went to Harvard. For example, in the 5e rule set, hotkey the conditions appendix A. I do that all the time. and often comes in handy. This applies to all rule sets and often needed information. So yeah, any story entry, you can just grab it and hotkey it down in here on any one of these hotkey spaces. You can instantly open it later. Pretty cool. Are you familiar with Role Player board game? Well, now you can play it on Fantasy Grounds absolutely free. It's true. And that's still true. So I will type that URL out manually since this is a picture. You guys want to check this out. This is a Fantasy Grounds forum entry. Okay. And let me click on it and see if we get it. And yeah, there it is. Gwydion took the time to put that game in. I actually kickstarted Role Player. I haven't got it yet, the physical game, but the Fantasy Grounds version is there. He put it in. It's free. You can go get it and play it. It's fun. So there you go. This week's tip is brought to you by community member Matakire. 10 things to mess up your Fantasy Grounds campaign. These are to be avoided. So, moving or installing your Fantasy Grounds data folder into a Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox. Oh, fuck, don't do that. Moving or installing your Fantasy Grounds data folder into a location where you do not have full rewrite permissions. Also, don't do that. Deleting the DVXML, which is the whole campaign. Don't do that. Attempting to edit the DV. Yeah, if you go into these XML files, you better know what you're doing, because if you're not, you're going to screw it up. Editing the DVXML file using software like Microsoft Word. No, don't do that. Use Notepad or Notepad++. Enabling extensions that have not yet been updated or tested for your current version of Fantasy Grounds. That can screw up stuff. You hear people, especially Doug, say all the time, don't update or do extensions right before a game. Just make sure everything's working. Enabling every extension you can find. That should say hashtag don't be Rob Toohey. Don't do that. Loading every token and data module you have. Hashtag don't be Rob Toohey. Rob Toohey does that. Using excessively large graphics, 10 megabyte images or maps or tokens. Yeah. And adding in hundreds or thousands of tokens into the GM or shared directories. Yeah. Because what that does is Fantasy Grounds just tries to load all that. And it will load all of it, but it takes forever. So it can really bog things down. Hidden gem. Oh. As part of the 5e rule set included with Fantasy Grounds is the Magic Item Forge, where you can create unique magic items by combining items and templates. Read all about it in the forums. Also, there's video. I think Zacchaeus, among others, have done Forge videos. So if you guys didn't know about that, check that out. It's pretty cool. For those that play D&D 5e, there is a free Death Indicator extension available on the community by member Valerian. I believe that's still true and still works, so you can check that out as well. Using your standard hotkeys, you can use your function buttons to use them even quicker than using your mouse. Yeah, so everything on the bottom relates to a function button. And I think does it even say that down there? No, it just has the number 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can use F1, F2, F3, F4 like that, in case that's faster for you. I'm a clicker. What about you, Fury? Are you a button pusher or a clicker?
Probably a clicker.
Yeah.
Because I forget hotkeys, or like I have to press function and this and that. I'm like, if it's there and I can click the little button, I'm going to click the little button.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Player tip: when playing online with Fantasy Grounds or any online software, remember that it's better to speak about your character in the third person. For example, rather than I or me, use your character's name to announce your moves. This will prevent confusion if people in your gaming group and the GM haven't quite memorized your voice. Yeah, that was I think I made that tip during a time when I did a one shot and I didn't fucking know any of these people. And all the people were like, I go over here, and I'm like, and who is I? And I just kept having to say that for like 4 hours because I didn't know the people. Community and Fantasy Grounds College staff member Lady Shell reminds us that if you'd like to purchase a Fantasy Grounds module for a friend or family member, you can do that in the store at fantasygrounds.com. Just purchase the item, go to your order history, and anything you purchase in the last 7 days will have the gift order button. And you can give it to them by simply typing in their forum name. And remember, there is a 7-day expiry on that. So within the first week of buying it, you can give it to somebody, which I'm assuming if you were planning on gifting somebody, you would know within the first week you were doing that. Fantasy Grounds has many bundles available. If you purchase a bundle, you receive a reduced price on every title in the bundle. However, you must buy all titles in the bundle. So they have many, and I think even a couple more now from this list. But basically all the Deadlands stuff, all the AAW maps, all the Wizard of the Coast, Castles and Crusades, Pathfinder, and a couple other ones. So they're all there. And I think you get 15% off every title that you purchase. And if something's on sale, you get the 15% off the sale price, so that's pretty good. Anything wonky happening on your table? Maps not loading? Tokens not moving? Anything? First step is to clear your cache.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Spirit Fate, thank you again. Show love 300. Show love 300. Clear your cache. After that, seek help on the forums. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes stuff happens. Not everyone knows there's actually a user manual for Fantasy Grounds, all 157 pages of it. There's a thing on my Discord that says, before you ask Rob any questions, please make sure you've read this in its entirety, and then a link to this Fantasy Grounds manual.
Which obviously nobody's read.
No, I've read it, and Doug wrote it.
Well, I mean, besides you,
Yeah.
who reads it, nightly, like the
I
Bible
read
or
it, though, at a time when I was, back when I first started, like 3 or 4 years ago, when I was making this stuff, and I thought, you know what, I need to know everything there is to know, so I'm going to just read this. And I'm not good at that. Like, I'm not a manual reader. I don't like that. But I did. Let me see if I can get the link for you guys. Put in the chat. And there is some, I mean, it is a pretty good thing. If you use Fantasy Grounds a lot, this is a good thing to read, because as you read it, you go, oh shit, I didn't realize that. And then, you find all kinds of new stuff. And it helped me with module creation as well, because some little wonky things you would never think of are in there, but it's pretty much covers everything. And then in addition to that, there's the wiki as well. So if you're so inclined. All right, back to this.
Whoa, hold on.
I
hold on.
love you,
John is saying
man.
that he has it printed out and put into a binder for reference. That's pretty hardcore, man.
That's hardcore,
You like-
Caesar. That's hardcore. So WML John 1. I sometimes you might hear me refer to him as Caesar, because that's his other name. But plus WML John 1 that's a hard to say fast. But yeah, that's dedicated. Is it laminated, Mary Mayhem? Is it laminated? Mary Mayhem. What's up, Mary Mayhem? That's the guy that made the Just the Tips PDF, everybody. All right. There's a big question in the FG community. Should I buy now or wait for Unity? Here's some tips about that.
I know.
Yeah, buy
Oh,
now.
sorry.
Well, that's like saying, should I buy a 2020 Toyota, or should I buy a 2021 Toyota? Well, do you want to drive this year? That's really like what they're saying. Yeah, if there are glitches in Fantasy Grounds with maps, images, etc., before nuking your cache, try this. First, so 3 weeks, I say nuke your cache. Now I say 3 weeks later, before you try that, you can type in flush DB, which is flush database, and this will unshare all the stuff you have shared, and then you can reshare stuff. Oh, that's a good tip.
But what's nice about this is that you can do it in game,
Yes.
correct? During the game. While unlike the other one, you have to kick everybody off the table, completely nuke your thing, and then
Right.
get back on the table.
Exactly. A lot of times the nuke cache thing is done by players as opposed to DMs. But yeah, if it was the DM, you'd have to kick everybody off and then have to re-sign on. This one you can just do right in the chat. This was just a thing that was appropriate at the time, which was FGC Spooktober thing. So that's not a tip anybody needs to know about. It's over. You can clear all the effects or just expiring effects from the menu in the combat tracker. Yeah, that's really cool. If you're DMing, you will love that you can do that. You can go to the menu, click on the menu, and choose from the radio menu clear expiring effects, and anything that is set to expire will just get wiped out of the combat tracker, so you don't have to worry about it. Really cool. Need more tokens for your games? Click on the tokens banner and then click store. this will bring you to the Smiteworks store where you can buy any of Devin Knight's 1,000 million token packages. No, but he's not the only one. There's a lot of them there. But yeah, you can go right to the store if you want to get more tokens. Want to swap out a token in your encounter? Just unlock the encounter and drag the new token into the encounter. Yeah, so if you're a DM and you don't want to use this boring O token for the orc, you can you can unlock the thing right here and then grab another token and slide it in there. And when you drop it, you don't drop it here, you drop it over here, and it will replace all of the tokens. So if there's 10 orcs, it'll replace them all. So that's a good little tip for DMs. In the combat tracker, if you have effects that you want to skip for one round or temporarily turn off, you can click on the buttons to the left where it says on. Here, let me see if I can zoom in on that. Can I zoom in on that? Can I please have, thank you. So over here, there's 3 choices: on, off, or skip. And if you turn it off, it'll just, like say this Belt of Dwarvenkind, let's say he walked into a room and the DM says, okay, all magic items don't work. Instead of removing it from the combat tracker, you can just turn it off. And skip will skip it for one round and then turn it back on. So that's actually a really good tip that not a lot of people know. That's pretty fantastic. I love it. What time is it? At 6:30, we're going to give another prize away.
We got 4 more minutes.
Yeah, if you'd like to gift an order from the Fantasy Grounds store, this is similar to what I was saying. This is similar to the. I think what happened on this was last year. This was like a November of So I think what happened was I did that tip, and then a lot of people were confused by it. So I tried to do another one that had more clarification, but. You just go to your order history, look up anything that you've ordered, and if it's within 7 days, it'll have the gift order button there, and you can click on it. Looking for more info on something within Fantasy Grounds? Nearly every window has a question mark in the upper right. Just click on it. So let's look at that. So any window, here we go. Here's the question mark. I click on it, goes to the wiki. Boom. So module activation is where it took me, and that is exactly what I clicked. If I click the library, if I click that one, it's going to take me to library. Yeah, so almost anything in Fantasy Grounds has that little button in the upper right, and it'll take you to whatever wiki, and that's for all the rule sets. Dear Fantasy Grounds, I need help. This basically is just telling you to go to the forums or Discord if you need somebody to assist you with anything. Self-explanatory, but not very many people, or I mean, I should say there's many people out in the community who, they just bought Fantasy Grounds and they don't watch the show, or they don't watch the show on Friday with Dave, or they just don't know stuff and they don't know what to do. So figure I'd get to them on Twitter and Facebook and tell them go look for help.
And there is an official Discord for Fantasy Grounds.
Yes, there is. There's,
in case anyone didn't know.
Right, there's a confusion because there's Fantasy Grounds College, which is not official, and it's run by volunteers, and there's the link to that. And that is a community that has about 6,000 or 7,000 people in it now, and they're all volunteers, and they have classes, and they teach you and help you, and it's totally free, and there's a knowledge base, and there's actually a synopsis. Lady Shell has done a synopsis of every single of these episodes, so 102 episodes. She's got listed there if you want to go read them, and then you can watch the videos on YouTube. And that's not to be confused with the official Fantasy Grounds Discord itself, which is the company Discord. And there's also, of course, thousands of people there who can help you as well. But the company Discord is not geared toward anything specifically. Like, they don't have classes or anything like that. So FGC is where you want to go if you're looking to learn. If you play Starfinder or are thinking about playing Starfinder, there is now a Starship Combat extension. Check it out. That was a long time in the making, and it's apparently pretty fantastic. I myself do not play Starfinder, but if I did, I'd be excited about that. Well, that's not true. I did play Starfinder on Alexa. If anybody has that digital assistant whose name I'm not going to repeat now because she'll talk to me, you can play Starfinder on it just by saying her name and say play Starfinder, and she'll play Starfinder with you. It's kind of cool. Had nothing to do with Fantasy Grounds, but it's cool. In Microsoft Windows, to stop other programs from taking focus while you are using Fantasy Grounds, make sure you run the program as administrator. Then I got a lot of emails about that one, complaining, don't tell people that. But yes, that is what I'm saying. Is that the last one? Oh yeah, that's the last one for 2019. Well, that's a good point to give a prize away. We've ended 2019.
Yep,
Yep.
and it's 6:30 right.
Boom. All right, let's reset. Let's start. No, cancel. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change the word. So now the word to enter the drawing in the chat, everybody, is mid-show. Type exclamation mid-show. And you can, Diablo Buff, he enters every time. And you can, by the way, thanks for all the follows and the subs. If I did not call out your name, I totally apologize. It's very rare that I would have, 6, 7, 8 people in a row do that. So if you subbed or followed and I did not say your name, I'm ashamed of myself because I can't read. And B, thank you so much. And thanks to all of you. Shit show, McDork. Shit show. Shadzar, shit show. Yep. You know what? You guys that are typing shit show, you're already winners. I was expecting Fury to laugh at that. Maybe she did. I didn't hear it. All right. I'm going to load up the 2020s while the remaining seconds count down. Pictures.
Which there's really not much of anything.
No, there's just a few.
In February.
Right. Yeah, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'll show you a preview of next week's. What? Anybody watching this show, you're going to see the one that goes out this Friday. I've already done it. That's how you do it. Okay, let's go look at the prize. Is there a winner? 17 seconds. Keyword raffle closes in 10 seconds. So we've got 20 entries, it looks like. How many people are in the chat, by the way? 30 viewers, 41 people in the chat. Yeah, there's more people in the chat than are actually watching, which is funny. That always makes me laugh.
Well, I'm one of them, so.
Yeah, you're in the chat, not watching. Okay, the winner is Mary Mayhem. Hey, Mary Mayhem, you know what you get? I'll give it to you for free. It's the PDF, Fantasy Grounds Fridays tips PDF. It's yours, free. You made it. All right, Mary Mayhem, you know what to do. Get a hold of me in Fantasy Grounds and tell me what you want, and I'll get it to you.
I love you, man.
Yeah, Skip Tracer has just subscribed. Thank you, Skip Tracer. Thank you so much. Skip Tracer. I love that name. It's got a 3 in it. All right, let me go write that down before I forget. Oh, Mary Mayhem.
Ooh. We're so close to killing Lady Shell right now, guys.
Skip Tracer has followed as well. Thank you for the follow. Oh, wow. Oh, you guys are awesome. Wow, Lady Shell was at like 6640. Now she's down to 1540. Yeah, we can kill her. I'd stream. I'd cheer if I could. I can't use. Streamer can't cheer on his own channel. It's bullshit. All right. I want to play. I want to attack the bit boss. All right, let's go back.
Cheerbits in the stream.
Cheerbits,
Thanks for the
cheerbaits. Thank you so much, Fury. You're so awesome. Fantasy Grounds Friday tip. So you'd like to move the entire party at once. 1, unlock the map. 2, click on the selection mode, as highlighted right here. 3, mouse left click and hold and drag around all the tokens you want to move, and then you'll be able to drag one token and all the other tokens will move. Boom. Easy. We have a special announcement at the end of the show, by the way. Stick around. You can now just click to change the modules in the library from GM to player and vice versa. You no longer need to drag and drop the green marks or the red X's. You don't have to drag them up and drop them. You just click them. Boom, boom, like that. Bet you didn't know that. Should the need arise, you can advance the turn in the combat tracker by 5, 10, 15, or 20 turns by right-clicking on the next round button and choosing the appropriate number of rounds. I
love you, man.
had no idea this was a thing until somebody pointed that out to me. Nafar, thank you for the sub. Thank you, Nafar, for the sub. Let's see, what's the next one? When rolling on a table, you can choose where you would like the output to go. You can choose chat, story entries, encounter, or parcel. Some choices may not be appropriate for what is being rolled. And it shows you there where you can click on the thing for the output and change it. There's 4 choices. Pretty cool. If you'd like to create a link for a URL...
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the Cheerbits.
Once again, Cheerbits. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Cheerbits, thank you.
Yeah, that, and there's like a hyper train going on, so if we all cheer bits, some shit happen.
4 minutes left to reach level 5 hype train. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Somebody explain it to me. If you'd like
Explain to both of us. I have no idea either.
It's exciting though. Twitch is very smart. They put shit in there to get people excited. And then people are like, let's do it. And then somebody's like, what does it mean? Oh, there he is. There he is. He waited till he wanted the kill shot. Mr. McClancy, everybody. Yeah, thank you, sir. He's the new pit boss now. He's the new target with his coffee and donut, wherever the fuck that is. Oh, it's just a donut. You know, this whole mini 4 years, I thought that was a coffee and donut. It's just a donut. If you'd like to create a link to a URL for yourself or your players, just type the full URL into the chat and drag it into the open chat space. This will create a link that will navigate to your default web browser and open the URL. This link can be drag and dropped into story entries as well. Pretty cool. Can come in handy. Like for maybe you're making characters and you want to give everybody a link to the point count generator thing on the internet or something like that. By typing in red... By typing the red search term, which is hashtag Fantasy Grounds Fridays space tip, into Facebook or Twitter, you can go back through the last 2 years of the Fantasy Grounds tips. And this is what inspired a few people to say, why don't you just put all those tips together in a PDF? And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm too lazy. And then Mary Mayhem offered to do it. And so that's why we were giving it away for free, but if you want to throw him...
Cheerbits.
I get some
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the Cheerbits.
Cheerbits. Furied Fate can't stop herself. Furied Fate attacks. 635. Thank you again. The Valentine's Day tip, which was 2 days ago. In the same way you can click the text bubble in an NPC stat block to set the speaker, you can also type in the chat using #identity / I should say command to get the speaker as well. So you can set it to the Abjur, or as I did, to Borat. I don't know why I chose Borat. That's funny. All right, here it is. Sneak preview of next week's tip, everybody. What? Okay, here it is. It's not the tip. It's just a picture. So I'll tell you. I'll sit here and I'll try to remember. Oh yes, this was the one. This might have been Diablo Bob suggested this. If you're playing 2 or more characters in a game and you want to know which one is active, you can change the dice colors for each one, and then you'll know which one is active by the dice color. So since this is blue,
Cheerbits.
Dudette.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the Cheerbits.
McClancy, 100 Cheerbits. Cheerbits, thank you. If it were red, it would be Dude. So there's Dude and there's Dudette, but she's in charge because she's blue. That's how you do it.
Okay, but if you didn't have 2 different dice colors, how would you know?
You wouldn't know. You'd have to roll in the chat, or the way you can ensure that you have the one you want going is to double click the token up top, or the portrait, I mean. But yeah, so this is a good practice to change dice colors, so you can always just have that visual reference of which character am I using right now. But if you... Cheerbits in the stream.
Thanks for the Cheerbits.
Spinster, thank you so much, Spinster. Spen. If you were playing 3 different characters and all their dice were black, you wouldn't know. You'd have to double click to check which one you're using. So there you go. All right. That's all the tips, everybody. Now we're going to give a special announcement. Fury's excited.
I've been waiting for it for a while.
So,
Yeah.
I have decided, well, Fury prodded me and I agreed, that it would be fun to Sunday nights after the show have a different show.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
We play games that involve everybody who wants to play. For example, I'm gonna show this one. Let me open. Cheerbits. Who was that? I didn't see who it was. That
Clancy,
was
trying
Clancy
to
again.
get his life back.
He's trying to get his life
trying
back.
to heal his sword, his broken sword.
That's what my prom date said. Heal your broken sword. So before we actually do it, I will stop the stream and start it again. Just stop and start so they're separate videos. But as part of this show, I will show you what I'm talking about. And then we're going to do this every Sunday night, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Why not?
Because the
show's
basically...
He's going to tell us not to.
Yeah, the show's basically an hour or so-ish. And then we'll do another hour of fun stuff. So let me close this. And one of my favorite games, and what we can start with, is Quiplash. And for those of you that haven't seen it, I will show it to you. If Steam ever starts. Oh, I can turn this green. That's, I like that. I like that. It's exciting. Copy that. Oh, and next week is my birthday. So on Sunday night, we're going to have just a show where we get together like we do sometimes and just goof around and have fun and talk about whatever. But I'm going to, since it's my birthday, I'm going to give rather than receive. And I'm going to be giving away at least one.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
The Garvster. The Gravester. I always say his name wrong.
Out of nowhere.
It's the Garvster, yeah. Thank you so much. BitBoss, the Garvster, out of nowhere. Boom. So, oh
my God, Mary Mayhem, I was totally thinking about it's like a Hoppus birthday, where they give gifts to all the people that show up.
Well, so what I was going to say is I am going to give at least one copy of the Insanity Bundle away.
Cheerbits in the stream.
Dragonbait, cheerbits. Thank you, Dragonbait. Cheerbits. Is the hustle activated? What's the thing called?
The hype.
The hype? I was going to call it Daisy Chain. Hype. That's not the right name. Prom date. That's what my prom date said. So yeah, I'm going to give away at least one copy of that. And just before the show, so probably on Saturday or Sunday during the middle of the day, I'm going to go in and add everything up to date. So you'll get a copy of everything on the DMs Guild with my name on it from the beginning of time until February 23rd, 2020. Probably about $2,000 worth of stuff. So good times. All right, let's see what this looks like. Let's see if Quiplash even works here. All right, looks like it's working. So I think what I'll do is we'll end this stream and we'll stop.
Oh, wait. Well, they're saying not to end the stream until after the hype train. I don't know why. Because Diablo Bob is looking up what the hype train.
Oh yeah, look up hype train. Look it up. Hype train. I'm gonna close all this stuff.
We can close all the unnecessary windows.
Yeah, I'm like Fantasy Grounds for me is kind of like my email. It's never empty, but I like it to be empty. I like there to be nothing in my inbox, even though that's never the case. Like 1% of time do I ever empty my whole inbox. And usually it's because there's an email in there that, even though I've read it, I have to do something with it, or something else has to happen later in life. So I have to leave it in there as my halfway to-do list. So yeah, what's the hype train then? Jackbox TV, get ready. Oh yeah, Jackbox TV for those of you that are going to want to play. You go there and log in and whatnot. Will you be working for Module Creation? Oh, what will I be working on for Module Creation Monday? Actually, tomorrow I will more than likely be working on updating, or it's hard to explain it, but I'm going to be going through stuff I've already done and tweaking it and making sure everything's up to date and all that. I'm kind of just going to do an audit basically tomorrow, because the queue is currently empty. The production queue has. Let me look at this. The production queue has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items in it, and all 8 have been assigned to developers. And do I have is this? No, not that. Better match. Does it have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, it is 8. Yeah. Okay. So this is public. You guys have seen this before, or you can if you want. I'll put the link in the chat. It's on my Discord. It's a public spreadsheet you guys can look at. But so this is everything I've ever done, and currently, these eight items are being worked on, but they're being worked on by Team Rob Tui. Actually, this is being worked on by G. Boom. And then I haven't got, these 2 are ones I'm doing for Kickstarter or for Smiteworks, but I don't have those yet. They have not been given to me. And this one was turned in a long time ago, hasn't come out yet. And then that's just this is basically, I should highlight that some special color. That's basically just notes about Diablo Bob's working on shit all the time. So that's just that's not even really one thing. That's just all his crap he's working on. He's churning out $1 million ideas.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks
the
for the
Garvster,
cheerbits.
Cheerbits, the Garvster, Bitboss, Dragonbait, take down, Garvster, take up. All right, what did we find out about Hype Train? Is Hype Train working? Do we do it? What happens?
People get rewards for
cheerbits.
the Hype
Cheerbits in the
over,
stream. Thanks for the
how
cheerbits.
high of a level.
So do we want to? I'll keep the stream going for as long as you guys want me to. Cheerbits, Hype Train. You know what? Let me see if I can go. What am I doing? I can just look. Let's learn about Hype Train. See what it is. I think I put Hype Twain, like a Shania Twain. I don't know what's happening.
I think it just stopped. We completed level 3.
Oh, it's over. Okay.
We can end the stream now.
Okay. So I'm gonna end the stream, and I'm gonna play the outro, which is 90 seconds, and I have to there is a thing I have to do on Twitch here. I have to set it up, and I have to block out a code that you don't want to show to the stream when you're playing the game. So I've got to put like a black box over. I remember doing that before. So give us maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, guys, and then we'll be back. And for those of you that want to hang around and play Quiplash, we will. It's going to be super fun. But for those of you watching this on YouTube, you won't be watching Quiplash, but thanks for watching, and good gaming, everyone.